Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting Art of War live stream. It is a Wednesday and I know what you're thinking. We don't normally get such an amazing thing as an Art of War live stream on a Wednesday, but today is special. Today we march from Crag. You ready, Jack?
What's this we? I've never marched from a crag once in my life.
Oh, but there is time yet. Today we are talking about the brand new Ultramarine rules that Games Workshop has graced us with. If you head over to Warhammer community, you can go find these brand new Ultramarine rules. If you are as excited as I am, and who isn't, right? Everyone's excited about Ultramarines. Make sure you check those out. As well, if you like this kind of content, make sure you like the content, share with your friends, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. All of these are massively helpful for us, and they also get you notified whenever we go live with more content. And I can tell you what, anytime there's new Space Marine content, we usually try to get that stuff on the table as fast as possible. So stay tuned. There is probably some new Space Marine stuff coming in the the next couple weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, let's get a look at these new rules. God, I love new rules.
I love new rules,
except when it's like potentially the best melee unit going to Ultramarines instead of a melee chapter. But it is what it is.
Fine, we are a melee chapter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, now you are.
No, we always have been.
Yeah,
that's why I put Stormlights. So we're gonna start off with the new Ultramarine detachment. Do you want to do detachment or data sheets?
Let's do detachment, and we'll do
first.
data sheets. Yeah.
All right. So Blade of Ultramar. A blade, completely unlike a gladius, is like a sword.
Right, completely unlike a gladius.
Totally separate.
Very different, so actually. You can see this isn't a task force of any kind.
No, absolutely not. No, it's the Blade of Ultramar, not like an Ultramar assault group or something silly. So we've got the detachment rule mastered doctrines. It's like doctrines, but for cool kids.
Right, okay, got it. How is it different?
Okay, so the difference is that at the start of up to 3 of your command phases, you can call a doctrine. You can call each doctrine once per game, unless Marneus Calgar is on the battlefield.
Okay.
So basically, and then the 3 doctrines are in fact identical to what you would see in a Gladius. You have Devastator Doctrine, Advance and Shoot, Tactical Doctrine, Fall Back, Shoot, Charge, and Assault Doctrine, Advance and Charge. Exact same. The difference is that essentially you get to call a doctrine twice, or even a third time, as long as Calgar's on the battlefield. You just still are capped at 3 calls per game.
Got it. That makes sense.
So, if you want to go like Devastator, Assault, you can do that. But by the time you have done that, you will realize there's no room left for tactical. And you got to make your peace with that. So, kind of interesting. Of the 3 doctrines, which one do you think you would most want to duplicate?
Me personally, probably Advance and Charge.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely either Advance and Shoot or Advance and Charge. I think a more consistent game plan would be just trying to use Devastator Doctrine a billion times.
Yep.
But I think real cool gentlemen will be attempting to use Assault Doctrine multiple times.
Yeah, I completely understand that. For me, I think Devastator is the one I'd want most because Calgar already gives Advance and Charge to his unit, and you are by definition taking Calgar. And so there's just a limit on how many more combat units I'm going to want to spend a doctrine on Advance and Charge for, especially considering I'm going to have most of a Gladius Stratagem suite coming up.
Yeah, so it's a bit weird how much of a non-bow actually this is between Guilliman and Calgar, because this basically insists that you take Calgar, but Calgar and Guilliman don't stack. Because,
of the CP generation.
The CP generation doesn't stack. Now, that won't stop people from doing it anyway, because Guilliman is a hell of a data sheet. And double oath at +1 is pretty messed up. But, that kind of tension is there, right? Where it's like, you should take Calgar, but I also want to take Guilliman, but then their rules don't stack. But then they're gross on their face. So, like, whatever.
Yeah, I do like gross on their face.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do.
I do.
I bet you do.
So let's go ahead and roll on into the enhancements here. We have the Armor of Antoninus.
Weird. Exactly like Artificer Armor.
It does look similar. You get a 2-up armor and a 5-up Feel No Pain. This is a cool thing to put on a Gravis Captain and occasionally put it on a Combi Lieutenant because you had 10 points left. Good enhancement. Doesn't break the world, but nice.
It's a good enhancement.
It's a good enhancement.
It's been a good enhancement. Gravis Captain, obviously very, very good with it. Because half damage, 5-up Feel No Pain, 2-up save on a 3-up armor save model.
That's a good boy.
That guy's a little tough.
That's a good boy. Next, we have Oath of Macragge, which is very much going to look like, what is it, Honor Vehement?
It's Honor Vehement.
Yeah. So add 1 to the attack and strength of the bear's melee. Okay, cool. If you are under Assault Doctrine, add 2 to attacks and strength. Another solid enhancement, not a world ender, but there are several good places to put it, and you don't feel silly taking it.
Wow, they fixed Alejandro, or not, I just saw Alejandro. They fixed Adept of the Codex.
They did, actually. It's much better.
Yes, I'm so mad about Adept of the Codex just not really working, the enhancement. Basically, in Gladius, the way it works is you have to call Tactical Doctrine for your army, but it only counts for that unit. So it means you have to not call it for anybody else in your army. Really annoying.
Yeah, so what we've got now is that at the start of your command phase, if the bear is on the battlefield, you can use this enhancement. And then you're in Tactical Doctrine instead of any other combat doctrine. I actually really like this a lot more.
It's very good.
It changed in several ways. One, it is no longer captain only.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, used to be captain only, now it's not. This is actually fairly significant, I think. Second is just that, as you said, you can use it if you called another doctrine. It used to be that if I called Assault Doctrine, then Adept of the Codex gave me nothing. And so there were 2 battle rounds a game, usually the ones where things were happening, where it didn't matter. And the third battle round, you called Tactical Doctrine, which means there was like only 2 battle rounds where it did matter, and those were ones where you didn't need to do anything, which means you probably weren't in combat.
The reason this enhancement is good is because it essentially gives you a flat 6 reactive move all the time.
Yes.
That's great.
And I love that because now you could put that on a character that you want joining something like a Terminator squad. Like, I actually don't mind this at all on a Terminator chaplain.
Yes.
I just saying, like, I don't know if I would buy a captain for it, but like, a character that I actually want added on, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually...
A Justiciar wouldn't even mind a student of the Codex.
Yes.
So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, Alejandro, what happened was I was going to say add Adept, and then I looked over and saw your name, and it just inserted in my head.
Alejandro of the Codex.
Yeah, Alejandro of the Codex.
Although I hear that Mr. Mancuso is perhaps not Codex compliant.
No, and nor should he be.
Nah.
It was cool meeting you this weekend.
All right, and then our last enhancement is a veteran of Behemoth.
Behemoth.
This is fire discipline, but it's different. You see,
it's different
in no ways. You get sustained.
If they gave better fire discipline to this, I would start throwing expensive machinery.
I know. So we've got you just get sustained hits at range, and if you're in Dev Doctrine, you reroll advance rolls. This is a perfectly satisfactory enhancement, but with Space Marines, there aren't a ton of lead units that shoot hard enough to actually want a character with an enhancement.
No.
This is kind of the problem you run into. So it's not bad. Like, I genuinely, I would still take this if I were running Eradicators with an Apothecary Biologist. This just isn't good enough to make me want to run that unit.
Yeah, I think that's how you can put it. Because that unit's not, like, bad, right? Because you get sustained lethal. You just don't get them on 5s.
Yeah.
And that is quite a bit worse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It's still not a bad unit. Mm-hmm. But rerolling advanced rolls is such a non-issue at all. So...
Yeah, we do see some super chats poking in. Thank you so much for your super chats. We are going to answer those all at the end of the video here. So Stay tuned. We will be getting through those.
So these are basically exactly the same as the Gladius, which is one of the most well-known detachments in the game, except you can call the same doctrine multiple times if you have Calgar.
Is not a particularly hefty tax to pay at the moment.
No.
Taking
If I'm playing
Calgar
Ultramarines, you're going to have to put a gun to my head to keep me from taking Calgar.
A lot of people go Guilliman only. Not me, but other people.
Well, listen, I got run down by Calgar and Guilliman and 3 Land Raiders this weekend. I did defend myself, okay?
Yeah.
Because Georgia's a stand your ground state. Vol stood her ground.
Brutal.
But it was rough for a bit.
Indeed. All right, so we've got 6 stratagems here, as one would expect. We start with Armor of Contempt. It's Armor of Contempt. You probably know what that does if you're watching a Space Marine stream. -1 AP is a good stratagem. Next. Tactical Foresight. In your opponent's shooting or fight phase, after an enemy unit has selected its targets, one adepts to start his unit from your army that was selected as a target.
Oh, anything. Interesting.
Not infantry locked. If strength is greater than toughness, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Oh, sorry, greater than or equal to toughness. Which is actually pretty gangster.
Oh, that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. I will say I quite like that.
Yes, it is essentially replacing... Because all the other strats are the same to the Gladius, right? Mm-hmm. This is essentially replacing 2 CP Fight on Death.
Yes.
Which is a very, very, very good stratagem. Mm-hmm. But so is this.
Yeah, I would say that I prefer Tactical Foresight if I'm just doing a side-by-side comparison. It's not by a wide margin. I found that I didn't use Fight on Death very often when I played a Gladius. Mostly because like the difference between a unit swinging with Oath and with buffs on the charge, whole unit swinging, and like me swinging half a unit on a fight on death is just like not 2 CP.
I do think that is chapter specific. For
Yes.
example, Black Templar Gladius hits that button all the damn time.
I completely believe that, but Ultramarines combat is like good enough that when I stack my buffs up, you do notice and you do die, but it's not good enough that when you hit me and you're not the Oath target, I would rather just spend Armor of Contempt and swing with a couple guys left.
Yep, and you can Armor of Contempt and -1 to wound for a real gnarly combination.
That's the thing. I sure will do that several times.
So yeah, I think for Ultramarines this is better, although I think that like if you're playing a Blood Angel Gladius, or if you're playing a Black Templar Gladius, or if you're playing... Probably that's about it, actually. I think Dark Angels would prefer to have this, but they don't get it! They don't get it, do they?
They don't. And, you know, I think the real question is going to be that because this is mostly redundant with Victrix Guard, spoiler alert for the new data sheet that we already saw several weeks ago, would you rather have Fight on Death Victrix Guard that can't be -2 to wound? It's a question.
So I think that the first layer... I think that if your opponent doesn't really threaten you that much, I think Tactical Foresight is better.
Yeah.
But if your opponent does put together a combination that does wipe a squad of Victrix Guard, you would really like to just take them with you.
Yeah.
And so I think if you are running a melee variant of this, I do think you would probably prefer to have Fight on Death.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fight on Death is so good.
It's a great stratagem to have. So beyond that, the next 4 stratagems are going to be copy pastes of Gladius stratagems with different names. So Courage and Honor is Lance. If you're an Assault Doctrine, get +1 AP. Good, solid stratagem that's not insane. I actually kind of wish they'd replaced this because you have +1 to wound Oath. So this is now not nearly as impactful as it could be, but it's still not a bad stratagem. Then we have Ultramarine.
Who do we have in the chat as Art of War?
You see, I assume that that's Richard Siegler, but it can't be Richard Siegler because, you know...
Catch me out here giving Redemptors and Guilliman -1. Is it Nick James?
It could be. I don't know. I don't know, but I appreciate the memes in the chat. Ultramarine Adaptivity is put a unit into a doctrine. 1 CP command phase. It is the same as before. Exemplary Vigilance is in your shooting phase. It's ignore cover and win. What's that? If you're in Dev Doctrine, you get +1 AP as well. That's the same as before. And finally, Practical Tactics, which is a D6-inch reactive move for your infantry or mounted when someone gets with a 9. But don't worry, if you're in Tactical Doctrine, it will be a flat 6.
Yes. So the whole thing about Armor, Contempt, and Smoke in the same phase is literally just a World Championships FAQ. Every other tournament, you can do whatever.
Every other tournament follows the rules the way that they are written in the rulebook.
And WCW has their own opinions.
Yeah, they had their own rulings that were not really published in advance. But don't worry, we'll be talking about the World Championships of Warhammer tomorrow in our live stream. So make sure you check back in for that. If you subscribe to the channel, you even get notified. So this is the detachment. This is the least, in my mind, this is the least impactful change of the new Space Marine detachment, like reskins.
I mean, it is quite good. I think if you're running a vehicle ultra space list, this is just strictly better than a Gladius.
Yes, if you're not really using the Fight on Death, then you're like, oh, maybe I'll just get an extra Dev Doctrine sometimes. That's cool. And then I'll be happy to have, -1 to wound on some vehicles sometimes. And that is better. I think that you can lean into the Redemptors and, just say, oh, yeah, as soon as my opponent points, high strength weapons at me, I'm just going to be -1 to wound. And yeah, that's going to be annoying.
Yes. It's going to be pretty annoying. Also, the fact that you can just go Dev Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine, Dev Doctrine, Dev Doctrine, Dev Doctrine. Right, that flexibility is actually pretty sizable.
It is.
I don't really think the Ultramarine Gladius needed to get better, and I do think it has gotten better.
Yes.
And also, we're going to look at Victrix Guard, who are... I want to have some words to say about that data sheet.
Yeah, that's fine. Me too. So overall, I think you're right. I think that if you're going to use the new detachment over Gladius, it's because you're building into the shooting. You're trying to take advantage of Devastator Doctrine, probably going slightly more hull heavy, at which point you're not going to miss Fight on Death as much.
Yes.
And I think that's a perfectly valid way to play it. That's not a playstyle that I normally love, but it's still solid.
Well, I'm going to see it on every table at every event.
Yeah.
People love playing Ultramarine Gladius because it is just... It just does its thing, right? It's not super hard to play as far as armies go, and it is just a lot of raw power.
It's pretty hard to play.
That's
It's how we judge things.
Stop it. Stop it, you.
So, do you want to go ahead and start talking about some of these new data sheets now?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we've got, let's go ahead and roll right into it. We've got new Marnius Calgar. Marnius Calgar in armor of Anti-Locust. Obviously, this is a completely different epic hero.
They're very different. Yes.
He's Marnius Calgar. He has all of the normal trademarks of Marnius Calgar, such as a movement characteristic of 6. Then he's got the gauntlets of Ultramarine melee. He's still 833 twin linked melee. He's the same guy. He just doesn't have as many friends with him to start. Basically, he still gives you advance or fallback, shoot and charge with a minor buff, which is added to this unit is eligible instead of while leading a unit. So this is a mild buff to that part. Old Calgar, I will affectionately be referring to as Gravgar. Gravgar, while leading a unit, could advance, fallback, shoot, charge. And so you occasionally would see a funny moment where someone would overwatch away the last company hero after you advanced and just be stuck frozen like, oh.
Yeah.
I saw that happen to someone and I felt.
Oh, he just doesn't have that.
He doesn't have that.
Oh, he doesn't get Jane Zard.
He doesn't get Jane Zard. And then
Where Jane Zard's
Zard.
homies get Overwatch, and then she's just like,
yep. Yeah, he doesn't get Jane Zard anymore, but Gravgar does. And then if he's your warlord, he gives you a CP. So good set of rules. It is what you had. It is what you expect. He is quite strong. He's 140. The main difference between him and Gravgar, other than the small tweak to whether or not he's leading the unit mattering, is that he is the Terminator keyword and the Deep Strike rule in exchange for 2 baby Custodian Guard.
not even baby. They are like wardens.
They're okay.
Yeah. Looking at this guy, I think for 140, 140, he's very good.
Yeah.
Now, here's the issue. I think the previous one,
Gravgar?
Oldgar, compared to Termagar,
Oh, okay.
right? I think old Calgar is just better, right? For 60 points, you essentially get to like Custodian Guard in addition to the guy and
The man.
the lad.
The legend.
And I think that's just better, right? And you get the Forward Feel No Pain, which is honestly what makes Calgar a real bear to deal with, is the fact that once you get to the end of the unit, he's like, I actually have 12 wounds. So, like, if you look at it, you're paying 60 points to add 6 more wounds to the guy, because that's fundamentally what a Forward Feel No Pain is. And then you add 2 Custodian Guard to the unit as well.
Yeah.
And for 60 points, you're not going to beat that.
You're not going to pass it up. The one thing that Marnius Calgar and Armor of Anti-Locust offers, in my opinion, which is not enough, is that he gives the Terminator keyword to different units. Because Marnius Calgar is a leader, and he does not just lead Terminators, he leads every single Space Marine.
There's a big list there.
Yeah. Old Gravgar led everything except Terminators. New Calgar just leads that and also Terminators. So if you wanted to play First Company Task Force and you were really leaning on it, you could use this to give like an aggressor unit the Terminator keyword. And then you can like teleport them around. It seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But if you really wanted to play
First Company Task Force.
New Calgar and First Company Task Force, that's what I do.
I suppose you could.
I think it'd be cool to have like an up-down Calgar plus Eradicator brick. But like, I would also, there's a detachment for that, so.
Yes, you're not going to do any of that.
You're not going to do that.
No, I think the problem really is that old Calgar is just overtuned. Because I think for 140, this guy's pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
I think he's actually very good for 140.
Yeah, he's good. He's not like great.
You compare this dude to a shield captain, for example. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. You're going to be very sad if you're a Custodians player.
This man's got Custodians on the mind.
Always. But for 140, this guy's very, very, very good, I think. He's expensive, but he's worth it. But for the 200 point Calgar is just overtuned, I would say. And I think he needs to be a lot higher if he wants to compete. Because if you look at it, right, like to make this guy actually compete with the Grav captain, with the Gravgar.
Thank you.
To make Termagar compete with Gravgar, you'd have to make him like 100 points or like 90 points or something.
Which we can all agree is not a good idea.
Which is crazy. Yep. But that just shows you how overtuned I think Calgar is on his datasheet, that you would have to make what is ostensibly a very good character ridiculously cheap to even be considered in that conversation.
Yeah. And like, if you wanted to compare Calgar to something like an Azrael or a Helbrecht, like I honestly think that Terminator Calgar is not as good as Azrael. It's just close. He can just lead more things, which is cool. But he's better in combat.
It's pretty close.
He's like very similar durability, functionally identical. He gives them a cool rule, but he doesn't buff the output. They both give CP, but one of them's like Azrael's just like 30 points cheaper.
Azrael's 110. Yeah,
something. He might be 115. I'd have to check, but he's right he's in the 110 ballpark.
Yeah, giving sustained is a lot worse than advanced fallback shoot and charge.
Considering that you can still have access to that, though, is it?
Yes. It's still.
But like in a Gladius, like Calgar is kind of redundant in Gladius. Because you already can call Assault Doctrine 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, do I actually need that?
But you build redundancy into a system so it's effective.
I get it. But like Azrael can also advance in charge.
Yeah, but once.
Nah, he's got CPs for that.
Once.
You only need to once. Then after that, you just need to fall back in charge.
Right, got it.
So still, new Calgar, pretty darn good. I think that the existence of old Calgar is going to keep him down. Now, let's, speaking of new character who's okay, but kept down by his past, let's talk about Cato Sicarius. He's got a new model, which is dope.
It's a cool model.
He's a T4, 2-up armor, 4-up invuln, 5-wound captain. He's a captain.
He's a captain with a 2-up save.
He has a dope plasma pistol, which means it doesn't have hazardous, and it's just a plasma pistol.
Wow.
And
impressive.
They did change the melee profile of the Talisarian Tempest Blade.
Yeah, I mean, he's like fine no matter which one you swing, but he's not amazing, right?
Yeah, none of these in my mind are crazy. So like the best profile on this is probably the 6 attacks of 522, but there will definitely be a time where I'm going to swing the 4 attacks of 633 dev.
Yeah, but you can't really make me happy about any of these.
No, I am also not. For comparison, let me read you his old profile because I'm pretty sure that he used to just be the coup de grace profile, the middle 522, and yeah. So he just gained 2 profiles. He previously had the precision, the bottom line, and he's gained the other 2 lines. Neither of those are notably better than
his sweep isn't bad because it's AP2. I would kind of expect a sweep like that to be AP1, but AP2 is
it's also sus 2. It's a good sweep.
Sus 1.
Sorry, it's sus 1. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good sweep. The strike is good when you hit a 3-wound guy or like a vehicle or something, but like, yeah, I'm not like,
so
it's fine.
Why does he suffer from the comparison to his old guy?
So because his rules have changed.
What are his rules now?
He still has once per turn when an enemy has a normal move within 9 inches of you, you can make a normal move of up to 6. That part's the same and still there. He has replaced his second rule with honor or death. You can target this unit with the heroic intervention stratagem for 0 CP, even if you've already used it.
Okay. Wow. I obviously know what Cato Sicarius used to do. But for the people in the chat who don't, could you go ahead and tell me?
He used to give his unit Scout 6.
Got it.
So
that's a lot better.
Scout?
Yeah.
Scout is better.
Yes.
Now, he did gain some profiles on his sweep or whatever. Do you know how much new Cato Sicarius costs?
No.
120. How much do you think old Cato Sicarius, old Captain Sicarius, Captain Sicari-old?
I'm going to take, don't do that. I'm going to take a wild swing and say like 95?
85.
Huh?
And to be clear, you didn't take him. But he went up 35 points to replace Scout with 0 CP heroic.
You know you can heroic normally, right?
35 points.
Right? Old Sicarius can also heroic.
Yeah,
it just costs you a CP.
Sicari-old could just like pay us CP.
That's crazy.
A 35 point increase is comical jokes fake. It's just incorrect. Now, Sicarius, not Kate-old, is I'm
having trouble keeping up with you on this one.
So he does have new leader options. He can join Victrix Honor Guard only.
Sure.
And he can do so even if Martinus Calgar's attached. So he can join Calgar's.
Can old Sicarius join Victrix?
Sicari-old will be able to. We'll see that in a second. But he won't be able to do it at the same time as Calgar.
Well, it's fine because you're going to take multiple units of that.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So they get a flat 6 reactive, and then another unit gets a reactive for a CP. And then I actually could see taking old Sicarius in this.
Oh, 100% yes.
Well, because you scout 6th the unit, and you flat 6 reactive.
Yes.
And then you can reactive a different unit. And as we're going to see, moving these units is gross and broken.
Yeah. No. I am not. This is not me ragging on Captain Sicariol. This is me just saying that new Cato Sicarius does not fill his shoes.
Yes.
35 points to lose Scout and also be able to join fewer units. Could not care less. Get out of here.
Well, the reason all these reactive moves are relevant is because reactive move into a Blood Surge is really obnoxious. It's really obnoxious. So, oh yeah, somebody points out he has the keywords Cato and Sicarius. It's not Cato Sicarius, it's Cato, and you can only include one Cato.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. You can definitely. Is there a line in here? Yeah, you cannot include more than one Captain Sicarius unit.
Well, he's Cato Sicarius.
Yeah, but the other guy has Captain and comma Sicarius. So the other guy will still have.
I mean, we all know what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Which is that they are leaving in verbiage to make sure that I can still take the old one.
Yes.
So thanks, GW. That's what I wanted. I will use the new model, though. He's sick.
Yeah. So let's talk about a unit that makes me very mad.
So we've got Victrix Honor Guard coming up hot. So we've seen this data sheet, and Reddit has already,
I've already molded about it. Right?
Yeah, you've mauled it a little bit.
As I'm wont to do.
So Victrix Honor Guard, blessed be their name. These friends are T4, 2-up armor save, 4 wounds, no invuln, but move 6 with OC base 2, which makes them a very up-jumped company hero.
Yes, and they're -1 to wound flat if a captain or chapter master is leading the unit, which they are going to be.
Yeah, you're going to go out of your way for that one.
You're going to do that one. So, damn, it's a good profile. But in addition, they have a D6 blood surge move. It's Glory of Ultramar move, but, it's a surge move. So, why is this annoying to me?
Yeah, go ahead and tell me. I don't understand.
Yes, you do. You just want me to say it because you're a sicko, but that's okay. I'm also a sicko. So looking at this profile, their profile's like really stupid. Okay, so the move 6, whatever, you're going to advance and charge. They're really tough. So T4 -1 to wound is like pretty good. With a 2-up save, access to armor contempt is pretty good. Mm-hmm. The 4 wounds is what takes it over the top. That is very, very annoying to deal with. We are like pretty close to the Wolfguard Terminator level of being tough. They're T5 -1 to wound, 4 wounds. These guys are T4 -1 to wound, 4 wounds. I mean, yeah, they're not as annoying to kill as the Wolfguard Terminators.
No.
But actually, maybe, because Wolfguard Terminators are only -1 to wound if strength greater. These guys are -1 to wound all the time.
Yeah,
and
these are T4.
They are T4.
Also, like, lack of invuln. To me, they are easier to kill.
They are easier to kill. However, the reactive move into Blood Surge means you get 1 swing at these guys in shooting.
Unless you just keep your entire army 9 inches away.
You're not going to do that.
Okay. Well,
you're going to lose the game if you do that.
Excellent.
The guy playing with this unit is going to put you in a position where if you stay, not 9 inches away, 9 inches away, so you can't reactive closer.
You have to 6 into it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the problem here, right, is because they have a flat 6 reactive move in multiple ways. Either you take Stormlance, or you take a captain with Adept of the Codex, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
And you take Sicarius. So if you move within 9, these guys just move 6 inches towards you.
Yes.
And then if you shoot them, they just blood surge into combat with you.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah.
So that's really bad, because these things are tough as nails, and they have a lot of attacks. And they're going to be escorting a character who has a lot of attacks.
They do have a lot of attacks.
They do have a lot of attacks.
Each Victrix Honor Guard, some of them are going to replace this, but each Victrix Honor Guard starts off with 2 shots of 412 from a Master Crafted Bolt Carbine. Personally, I think this should be Assault because it's Bolt Carbine, but it's fine. And then they have a Master Crafted Power Weapon, so 5 attacks of 522.
Aren't they Assault in Cato Sicarius' unit and Assault in...
Cato gives Scout. Maybe he also... Sorry, Captain.
Maybe he also someone in the chat said it was Assault. And
check.
Then in Calgar's unit, they can also advance.
Well, obviously, yes.
Carry on.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, that's just a Custodian Guard spear.
Oh God, he saw it.
What?
They're only strength 5. They're not strength 7.
The gun, man. The gun.
It's Master Crafted.
Yeah, I hate you. Read the stupid thing.
So one of these models per army can be replaced with a Chapter Champion. It's the same defense, but he gets Blades of Honor, which essentially means that he gets 6 attacks plus 1 attack, and inherently precision twin-linked. which is a pretty good upgrade. That is, we are now at this guy's just a respectable combat character. Not like a great one, but he's respectable, and he's also in a unit of 5 other like semi-characters. So you're gonna take one of those because it's worth it to replace one of your your mastercrafted bolt carbines with a twin linked precision mastercrafted power sword with an extra attack. +1 attack, precision, twin linked. Yeah. We're going to take that one.
They also made a weird decision here, which is
to make
that
the banner sick.
No, you don't have to take the banner to be OC2.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
In Sanguinary Guard, you have to take the banner. If that model dies, you lose the +1 OC.
Well, no, they're OC2 because they're Giga Chads. It has nothing to do with the banner. I assure you the banner is completely unrelated. So let's talk about the banner, right? Okay. So the banner of Macragge is once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the bearer can use the ability. And if it does, you just get +1 strength and attack to melee weapons equipped by models in the bearer's unit. That's it. You +1 strength and attack. I mean, strength 5 to 6 is sometimes a not, and sometimes it is an impactful breakpoint. But I tell you what, +1 attack has never let me down.
I'm gonna be real with you. If they made this unit where you can only take one of it, I would be so much more fine with it. This is a unit that gets really annoying in multiples. Mm-hmm. I think 1 is fine because you can really bear down on one unit and deal with it, right? Or you can avoid the blood surge for 1 turn and it's fine. 3 units is a lot, man. It's a lot. There's someone in the chat who's like, oh, isn't it a very expensive unit if you join Calgar, Cato, and a lieutenant to it? It's like, well, you can't do that. What you're going to do is you're going to join Sicarius to 1, Calgar to another, and a captain, possibly a lieutenant to a 3rd.
You're going to put Ventress in the 3rd?
Sure.
You want a deep strike Ingress?
So, right. Got it. So you can deep strike Ingress the 3rd unit.
Yeah, it's the Vect one.
The what?
It's the Ventress is a Vector, so that'll be the Vect unit.
Okay, we're gonna immediately segue to my other point in this video.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Why the hell does this have +1 to wound on oath?
Because it's not in a supplement.
You cannot make an argument that this is fundamentally different in any way to Blood Angels or Dark Angels or Space Wolves. They have their own suite of characters, and now they have their own unique unit, and they are very, very good. Why do they also get +1 to wound on oath? And if they take Guilliman, double oath.
I do completely agree that Ultramarine should get a Codex supplement. I think we're speaking the same words here. We should get a Codex supplement. Ideally, that'll come out by Christmas.
I think functionally you do have a Codex supplement.
Well, it's not.
Just in parts.
I mean, come on.
What?
We don't have like these 4, the detachments that
The detachments in Black Templars? You don't have those? You're welcome for not having them.
I really don't.
Those detachments suck.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't have those detachments, especially not until the 500 Worlds campaign book that they announced on last Thursday comes out, which is going to include 6 new detachments for Space Marines and Necrons. Where am I going to find my new detachments?
So yes, Ultramarines should lose +1 to win on oath. In fact, I think Raven Guard should lose it. I think anything that is not Codex Marines should probably lose it.
Codex Marines. You wrote the Codex. All right. Jokes aside, I do believe that they should redo the oath system. My take is different from Jack's. 1, Ultramarine should keep +1 to win on oath because I think every single oath recipient should get +1 to wound. I don't think it should be chapter based. Every single person with oath should get +1 to wound. 1, that genuinely wouldn't break Dark Angels at all. 2, Dark Angels should lose Oath of Moment. Gone. They should get something else. The Black Templar design space was really cool. Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, technically people still play Death Watch. Those should all lose Oath and get their own rule. And like something equal. Like something dope.
Something cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Oath is an army rule, you should have an army rule.
Yeah, you should get an army rule, but like I honestly just hate it on things like, you've noticed this with Blood Angels, I've noticed this with Dark Angels. We're like, wow, I can reroll hits against one target with my Blood Angels. Well, I hit on 2s and I reroll 1s inherently. Okay.
Yep. Yes, Angelic Inheritors, Lag still wants Oath, but Angelic Inheritors does not need Oath.
And Dark Angels don't really
They don't really need Oath either, no.
I would rather they do that. But these new Victrix Honor Guard, which you can theoretically take 3 units of, up to 18 models, so long as mentioned, you only take 1 Chapter Champion and 1 Chapter Ancient per army. They're both Epic Heroes. So as long as that happens, you can take 18. They cost 130 for 3, which is, in my mind, a little too expensive. Or 210 for 6, which is, as
Ludicrously
Baby Bear
cheap.
would say, just right.
270 for 6, I think, is a lot more reasonable. 210 for 6. So 130.
270?
Yes, unironically, yes. Look at the data sheet, John.
It's not a 270 data sheet.
It really is, dude. It really, regardless, you're not going to take the 3-man. But the 6-man is cheap as hell. 35 points a model? Are you kidding me? Excuse me?
I don't know. It's like about the same as like a Wolfguard Terminator.
I don't have anything to say here other than what the hell, man? What are we doing?
Okay, it's just like a Wolfguard Terminator that trades the 4+ invuln for a Blood Surge.
And like 10 points.
I think the
Like 5 points?
Wolfguard Terminators are, I think, slightly cheaper per point.
Maybe?
Not like significantly.
The Blood Surge
they're
makes
basically
them
the same.
incredibly hard
Yeah,
to
the Blood
kill.
Surge is pretty cool.
Yes.
Blood Surge is pretty cool. Oh yeah, don't look at Flawless Blades, folks. Flawless Blades are sad garbage, and I'm sorry. Flawless Blades do not stack well to Victrix Honor Guard.
Well, it's also the fact that you have 3 boutique characters that can go in these that complement their strengths perfectly.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
It's not going to be very difficult to build a list that's 18 Victrix Guard, Calgar, and the Sicarius and Ventress.
Carry old.
And then you take Gulliman because he's another 2-up armor save guy who can really push and gets blown up when he's near these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a lot cheaper than I would have wanted it to be. It's like what? 1,300, 1,200 points?
Off the rip,
14?
it sounds more than that. More like 14, but still.
1,400. And then you back it up with some amount of guns.
Yeah.
There you go.
We do have some people asking the real questions in chat, which is, will the new Captain's Titus data sheet be an auto-include with these? You know what? I don't know, but I hope so.
I agree 100% with what Alejandro said earlier, by the way, which is I think Blood Angels' new army rules should be +1 strength and attack on the charge, and they give lag something else. It's very hard to actually balance Blood Angel detachments right now.
Yeah. I get it. I do, for what it's worth, completely agree that they should change the Oath. Oath just needs to go away for not Codex Space Marines.
And be replaced with something unique to them.
Something unique and equal. Like the Black Templar rule, I think, is a great example.
Yes. I will say the Black Templar rules could have used some execution better.
Yeah, you want to execute the rules?
I would like to execute the rules.
There you
go.
go.
Actually. But at least their system is neat, even if it wasn't executed possibly in the best way.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day here, this is the end of the new rules. So we've got some fun things to talk about before we go into the super chats. I don't know if I'm going to play this new Ultramarine detachment. If I do, it's probably tank heavy, which is fun but fine. I, a man of restraint, I'm honestly thinking I'm only going to take 12 Victrix Guard. I don't think that I want the 3rd unit.
I think you are going to end up wanting the 3rd unit.
I'm balancing all things. But I do know that I'm going to be taking old Kato with this. But my instinct on this is Stormlance. Keep that reactive move at flat 6. You get better support around it if you're going melee, in my mind, because you're already going to get +1 to wound wherever you need it from double oath. You don't really need a lance strat. But the -1 to wound is pretty cool. I just like -1 to hit and wound at the same time. Although, actually, -1 to wound on a Stormraven and Gladius is actually kind of dope now that I say that out loud.
Yeah, right.
I do like minus.
I am kind of sad that I think the Ultramarines Gladius is going to lean more tank heavy.
I do think that's where it's going.
Of what they decided to remove an infantry melee support option for -1 to wound on anything.
Defense.
Yes, which is very good. And then they also decided to be like, hey, would you like to just do Dev Doctrine 3 times? Because you could do Dev Doctrine 3 times. You could do it. You've been special. You decided to take the best model in your army.
Yeah. So we did get so before we go into the super chats, we did get a few other data sheet drops that I think we're going to hit really quick, just the other new ones. We saw a new Space Wolf and Tau kill teams, and I think when they updated the Imperial Agent and Death Watch packs, they just put in rules that had previously been in the app, and nothing actually got changed.
Got it.
So let's go ahead and hit the new Tau data sheets very quickly.
Okay. All right.
We've
got the new stealthy battle suits.
Yep. Oh, let's blow that up. So the new stealth suits, here we go. It looks a lot like the old stealth suits with just a couple things missing. So your infiltrators, your stealth, you are the same defensive profile, your T4, 3-up save, 2 wounds, move 8, whatever. You get burst cannons and fusion blasters. You're just a 5 strong instead of a 3 strong.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, I was like looking for the change, and I was like, I don't see
The
it.
changes are subtle but significant. So a 5 strong can get 2 fusion blasters, whereas a 3 strong can get 1. So you essentially get 1 burst, 1 fusion added on. And you still have the homing beacon for free rapid ingress, but you crucially no longer have the weird like war gear piece that lets you fall back and shoot with 1 model. Which I always thought it was stupid that the unit could fall back and 1 model could shoot, therefore they could guide. But you just...
Is this replacing?
Yep.
Oh, that's worse.
Yes.
Yes, because you get 1 homing beacon, 1 marker drone, 1 gun drone. I think there should be a reward for tagging stealth suits. Personally, that's just me.
I think Riptide's also, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine.
So lost fall back and shoot, therefore they can't fall back and guide, and they are more expensive. They went up 30 points, but they gained 2 bodies. I would say that for what the goal of the stealth suit unit is, this is a very mild nerf.
Yes, I would say so. And I also assume it's more expensive, which kind of sucks.
30 points.
30 points more.
30 points more. Now, it's a tougher unit, but now you're paying more to do the job stealth suits were doing before. So you're cheaper per model, but you didn't really want the extra 2 models.
Yes, it is a grenades unit now,
cool.
which means that Callion can -2 charge them.
Oh, that's a good catch. I was unaware of that. That is pretty cool.
Yes. Oh, you can observe in combat because you have a pistol.
But you stay in combat. Okay, you know what? That's a point. Yeah, okay. So like not a complete downgrade. You've got the grenade keyword helps in Callion. You've got some cool things, but I wouldn't say it's as good as before. And also, yeah, you don't get a shield drone on the Chasway.
Chasvray, I think.
Chasvray, the one in charge. I wasn't going to check. Chasvray. Cool. I don't really know that.
Yeah.
Next, we have received a new Space Wolf datasheet. This is their new Wolf Scouts, which are actually Phobos.
I believe they're like super expensive.
It's, the price is not right. So they're Phobos bodies that move 7. So they're a little faster, like most Space Wolves are, just an inch faster for some reason. And then in a 5-man, you get a Psyker. You get
what?
You get a Psyker.
Okay, you get Runic Stave.
But you don't have the Psyker keyword. You just have a Thunderclap and a Runic Stave. And then you've got 1 guy with a plasma pistol, 1 guy with a plasma gun, 1 guy with a instigator bolt carbine, the rest have bolt pistols, I think.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then
they have knives.
They infiltrate Scout 7, which is admittedly a great combo. And then you just like are +1 to wound against things that are isolated, things that are more than 6 inches away from other friendly units. And their wolf gets OC1 when you're within 6 of a character, which is irrelevant.
The same as normal. And then they do get a Haywire Mine.
Yeah.
So scroll down. Let's see.
So again, in a 5-man, you've got 1 plasma pistol power weapon. Every Wolf Scout is plasma pistol combat blade. So you have a lot of plasma pistols.
Every Wolf Scout has a plasma pistol?
1 can replace their pistol with a gun. 1 can replace it with a Haywire Mine. It still gets the plasma pistol. And then 1 can get a bolt pistol, thunderclap, and a runic stave, which you'll probably do. And
1 can just replace the pistol with a plasma gun. It still keeps a knife.
Yeah.
And this is good.
The problem is that it's 105, and you are upgrading like a unit that didn't need an upgrade, right? Like the obvious comparison is an Incursor squad, in my mind. It's a scouting Phobos unit that has a Haywire Mine. For 25 points, you are getting the weird Thunderclap, 4 plasma pistols.
And a plasma gun.
3 plasma pistols and a plasma gun. You get a wolf. You get infiltrate. You get a +1 to wound for yourself sometimes.
You scout 7 instead of 6. You move 7 instead of 6.
Like, none of that's bad, but like I don't know if I want to pay like if I say that as like a 25-point enhancement, that sounds good. But like I don't know if I want to make my Incursor squad more expensive.
No, but
it's still 5 Space Marines.
I think 90 or 95 points would be reasonable. I think 105 is just a little too much. You also end up with an extra body, which is reasonable because that can just tank a melt-a-gun or something.
You can, yeah. It doesn't.
They just hold the dog up in front of them like, oh,
oh god. The downside is that you don't get this you don't get like the support of an Incursor squad of like I shoot something, it's +1 hit for the army. It doesn't help the army, it just
True,
is.
but I do think there's a decent number of Space Wolf armies that don't care about that.
That's fair.
Right? But I think 90 or 95 would be interesting. 105 is a bit high.
My instinct is that this just costs this much too much.
Yes. And the cheap Space Marine unit slot is very competitive.
Yeah.
Although really this is a good variant.
It is.
This much plasma, this much honestly, I could even see it being good at 105, but I think it's probably just a little too much.
I just think that the Marine economy doesn't have room for it, even though like I can't say that the price is wrong for that unit. Like if this unit's too cheap, you just take 3.
Yes.
But
it's also +1 to wound in shooting against the target if they're more than 6 inches away. So if they infiltrate, this just goes and mercs their infiltrate unit.
It infiltrates and scouts and mercs something.
Yeah.
It also gets pretty cool charges with the one wolf charging from the front. So it can go very fast. Because you move 7 and then the wolf goes to the front of the squad. And so you like it. I honestly can't justify this thing being 95. That would be too cheap.
I agree.
But then 105 feels too much because you just get shot like a space marine.
Maybe it just has a different role.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it just has a different role. Maybe it's not like a nonsense objective holder. Maybe it is an early skirmisher.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up for today's video. If you enjoy this, well, make sure you like the video, share with your friends, leave a comment, subscribe. As well, if you want to hear more of our WCW thoughts, tune in tomorrow for a live stream where we are going to be talking about the World Championships Warhammer and how we did. So let's go ahead and hit these super chats. Redrum, hit us with the super chat. Thank you so much. If you take a Doctrine twice, will the Assault Terminators reach the target?
If you take Assault Doctrine twice, specifically.
Yeah. I mean, I think the real thing is that Assault Terminators are always an Ingress and then Assault Doctrine unit anyways.
Yes.
And that does make them make their charge.
But they're also quite bad when they do, so you're just better off taking a unit that actually does things when it hits there.
Shade.
Yes. So, like, yes, it makes double Assault Doctrine does make Terminators better, I guess, but it makes other things more better.
Yeah. No Engineer asks, do you think that with this detachment, they can now go nerf Gladius for the other chapters like Templars or Dark Angels?
Why?
It felt like Gladius was the only thing they picked.
Yeah, okay, first off, there's a reason for that. Black Templar detachments are buns, okay? They are so bad. They are unplayably bad, actually. If you take the Gladius away or nerf it for Black Templars, you're just removing the army from relevance. IMO. In addition, wait, now that Ultramarines could step off the ship, it's okay to sink it? What?
That is not my alt account, I swear. You saw my hands the whole time. That wasn't me. That's hilarious. No, I don't think that they should nerf Gladius. I think that Marine balance genuinely should just be replacing Oath with other things in other chapters so that you can actually power level them up a little bit.
Yes, I think so.
And then you can cost them a little appropriately as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Alejandro's threw a couple of ideas out in chat. When like Dark Angels get like mini transhuman, their whole army would be interesting. Blood Angels get +1 attack and strength on charge, and they lose Oath. They just don't have Oath anymore, but they get something specific to how that army's like fantasy works on the table.
100%. Ryan G says once per game you get the World Leader Army rule on a go turn. That would be interesting for Blood Angels. I don't want that, but that would be interesting.
Once per game?
I mean, on the go turn. It's a go turn.
I guess.
And
I don't really want to I'll be honest with you.
Wah. And then Ryan G also says that can't you still guide because they have pistols now, which they can indeed.
Yes, you just can't fall back and do them.
As well, Jason Zhu has become a member of the War and Bronze. Thank you.
All right.
So that is going to wrap us up for today. Again, stay tuned. Tomorrow we will still be going live with a live show at our normal 10 a.m. time. And we'll be there to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.